Heidi ho, my crafty friends. How are you today? I hope you're doing well. So today we are going to do something a little different. Today we are going to make a gratitude journal because I am participating in the gratitude journal project that Pam over at Silver Sparkles is doing. And you can participate also and have a chance to win the journal that she and one of her design team members, Amy, you all have heard me speak of my friend Amy. She is on Pam's design team, that you can have a chance to win. To do so, you need to post on Pam's website your projects, one project a week on Pam's website. And I'm going to give you all this information now, and then I'm also going to post it below in the description of this video so that you can keep it and have it. So the hashtag you're going to use, I'm going to bring this up here for you. The hashtag is #gratitude2025. And you can also post it on my community page so that I can see it. And then you're going to post it over at Silver Sparkles 2474. And that will also be there for a chance to win the little journal that Pam is making, and also her design team member, Amy Kreckman, is making. And both of their pages will be linked below, so you can go see the projects they're making. Amy's journal, oh my gosh, you guys, it is gorgeous. And Pam's is just darling. You have to go see them. That's just all there is to them. The three of us all have different styles, and everybody else that's participating, we all have different styles. Now, only Pam and Amy are giving away their journals. And I might give away mine. You never know. I might just give away mine to one of my subscribers, or I might throw it in with something else. You just never know with me. Okay, so here's what mine is going to be. This is part of the base of my cover. It is a 4x6, and it's actually just made from the packaging that Pam sent me with the, I'm going to use the same, this is the, okay, words are hard today. Words are really hard. They just won't come in my head. The printables that Pam, that I bought from Pam, this is part of the printables. So I decided I was going to use the packaging that she sent me, and it looks just like this. It's just the really thin cardboard that comes, in packaging. That's all it is. So I cut my packaging down to a 4x6 after I kind of collaged on it. That's all I did. I just collaged on it. And over the top of it, I used my gel matte medium. And now I let it dry. I used my little mini dryer. And now I'm just going to schmuck it up here a little bit to give it a little bit of, and I'm going to use, where is it here? I don't want the burlap. I don't want that one. There it is. I want to use my gathered twigs and my vintage photo, because I want to give it a little more oomph, especially around the edges, because it's a little dark. I mean, it's a little pale. So I want to just kind of give it a little bit of, hidey-ho around the edges. And for November, I want to welcome our first two new subscribers. So as of the filming that we have today, today is November the 5th. We have 973 new subscribers, on our way to 1,000 by the end of the year. I'm excited. So I'm just lightly taking this, and I'm just going over this here, just to umph it up a little bit. That's all I'm doing. And then I'm going to take the vintage photo and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to take it over here. Now, most of this is going to be covered up, but I just wanted a little bit of color on it, a little bit of, you know, just a little bit of something, you know. Just give these papers a little bit of loving so they're not thinking I forgot about them after I stuck them down. There we go. Now they're not so neglected, I guess is the word. Now, what I did was I cut a really long piece of, now pretend that this piece of paper right here is mixed media paper, okay? It's not, but pretend it is. I laid it on my 4x6 piece of paper on my covers, and I laid it down like that, and I measured out before I folded, and then I put my finger there and I folded back like that, and then I gave myself a really sharp crease, and then I folded from there. That's how I got my folds in here. Okay, so now I just need to pick the piece, and it's going to be this piece, to give me my my top piece, and that's where my cover is going to go. So before I add my cover, I want to ink around the top and on these edges like this. And if you haven't guessed it by now, it's a little flip-flop journal. Gosh, we haven't made one of those in a long time, have we? And I want to do the top and the bottom of it. Now, I haven't attached it yet, and the reason I haven't attached it is because I can always cut pieces off. Yes, you can cut pieces off. If it gets too long or too unruly, or you think as you get into it, oh man, I don't need all those pieces, then you can cut pieces off before you get too far into your project. So what I like to do is I like to get everything inked, and then I play with the layout. I kind of just play with it before, and I use whatever papers I'm going to use. So let me want to get this piece inked up here real quick. So I'm going to stop yakking here for a second. Now you'll notice I'm turning these both ways, and I'm making sure they're down. Okay, I'm making sure that they're down all the way. Okay, so now I know they're down all the way. And I don't care if it gets on the paper a little bit. I'm actually even going to do it on the paper a little bit. Now, this is my last piece right here. If I'm going to glue down anything, it's going to be on this piece of paper. Okay? So now I need to decide. Now, see this flap right here? So I folded it this way. See, here's my fold. So this is what was left of that. So you turn it that way, okay, so that that fold is sticking out. And then you're going to glue this. You're going to line it up. And I can either use that as a pocket, or I can just trim off what's left. Now, what I want to do is, like I said, I'm going to play with this for a minute, and I'm going to show you what I want to do. Now, we only have 4 weeks in November. So, this is my cover. So, let's grab some paper clips, and let's see how far we want to go. So, I know nothing else is going on this page. Okay, so here's our cover. So let's let's get this straightened up here. And we know one of them is going to be the back. And it doesn't matter if that's straight. Well, then we have the inside. Okay, now that doesn't have to be for any particular week. That can be a pocket, that can just have something on it. So here's week 1, week 2, and I kind of wanted week 3 and week 4 on the back. So I want to attach this here. And since this is for, okay, hold on, I can't talk and think at the same time. You all know what I mean on that. You all know what I mean. Okay, I want this here. I want that there. All right, so that extra piece there. Oops. The paper clipped down too much. Okay, but I could want to move this over. Since this is a gratitude journal, what I wanted to do, or what I was thinking of doing, was adding space for little journal pages. There, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to add a space to put just a few little journal pieces in here. Now I can fold this on the other way, or I can just refold it. I want this to be a pocket, but I want to add a few little journal pages in here. Now I'm going to refold this so it meets that line. So this piece is going to go here to be a pocket. Now let's refold this piece so it meets our end. Like that. And let's fold this piece back. And we actually need to fold it straight. This time, Lori, let's fold you straight, my friend. Okay, and I have this piece that's a little bit left over. So we're going to fold that way. All right, now since things are getting held down here, let's do some flippity flopping and see what we have. All right, so let's fold things together. So this goes back here. Now let's see how it's going to work before we glue any paper down, okay? That piece is too big, so I need to refold that in the back. So here's my front. It's going to open. It's going to open. Here's a pocket. That's the piece that's too big right there. Okay, so what piece is too big? That piece, right? What piece? This piece is too big. All right, that's easily taken care of. Where are my scissors? That is easily taken care of. Okay, so I'm going to trim this piece because I want to have that piece right there fold back. So I'm just going to trim this piece. Well, that wasn't very straight. All right. Now, so that means this needs refolded. Now let's make sure everything's staying where it needs to stay. Right there. All right, now let's flip it again. So I need a flat piece for that. This is my back cover. Okay, so we're going to open. Here's one. Here's page. This page is going to flip there. That page is going to flip there. So I really can't have that pocket there. It's going to have to go on the inside. And then flip out that way. So it can come here and fold out like that. But that piece has to stay flat because this cover, oops, but it does need to stay straight. For goodness sakes, I see what's the problem. This is wiggling. Let's put another paper clip on it so it quits wiggling. Wiggling and squiggling. Behave yourself. You're causing problems. 1, 2, 3. Now, let's make sure that this is going to fit. Okay, so that piece can be a little bit bigger, actually. That piece can flip out. Let's flip this piece out. Now let's put this piece down. Okay, there's my back piece. Now, I'm thinking that pocket might have to come around back. Right there. That's what I'm thinking that back pocket's going to have to do. That back pocket is not going to work there. It is not going to work there. So we are going to have to rethink that one pocket. This pocket. Okay. So let's rethink that pocket. Because this has to match up to that. There's no other way. It has to. Okay. Okay, you go there. I want you to fold there. Now I could always just, tape these in if I wanted. But, what's the fun in that? That is just no fun. But I may have to since my paper is such an odd size. Two, 3. I might have to. 4, 5, 6, 7. Oops, I folded you wampa-doodles, didn't I? Whoops. How did you get like that? Oh, now I got a folded wampa-doodle. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Okay, now I have it. All right, it kept scooting around on me. Okay, this is the front. So to make sure I remember the front, I'm going to go on. I'm going to go on and put this up here. Just so I can remember which side is my front side. Okay. So it's going to open this way. And go like this. Oh shoot, this is the back. Darn it. I love these things, but oh my goodness. This is the front. There. That one's the front. Remember your Y. That's the back. Because Lori's confused. Okay, that's my front. There it is. No. It should always open on your right. What in the world? It's upside down. Good Lord. It's what I get when I move things. Okay, goes this way. Fox's top. There. There. No, Benny's are just to make a little journal out of cardboard. Goes there. This little piece right here is going to glue the two sections together. See, it's going to attach right there. These really aren't hard. And then it's going to go this way. I know, that's upside down. So let's turn it. These are really easy. I don't know why in the world my brain is not working today. And then it goes this way. And then you'll have that piece glued down right there. Now, I'm not going to use that as a pocket. That's just going to be glued down and covered. And then you'll have that. Okay, and then back to the front. So let's get this glued in because it's going to have to dry before I can do anything else. So we're going to glue. Where's that section at? I'm going to go on and glue in this section here. Come on. You're cranky today, aren't you? Okay, this section is important. You need to make sure you get your edges. You need to make sure that it gets glued down very well. Because this piece here is gluing down 2 pages. And you want to make sure that your fold meets where it's supposed to meet. There. And if you have to trim a little bit, that's okay. Oops. There. Okay. Now, I'm going to do my covers. And since I really don't have anything decorating these yet, it doesn't really matter if I have them, which direction I have them in. So, whether I have them upside down or not, it just doesn't matter at this point. It does matter if I have them crooked, which you all have known me to do that before. And I do need to make sure that they are not crooked. Okay, now let's do this side. And then I am going to take my pencil and mark front on this side. That way I'll remember. So when we do start decorating it, I decorate the right side. Okay, now let's get this on here. Now, if anything needs trimmed, it's going to be this front piece here. And I can already see that I've done something crooked there. I've either scooted something, I've unfolded something, and you know what? I just may not even worry about it. I may just put some lace in there. Because I have lace already picked out. So that may be where... Oh, you need a new pin. That's your problem. That may be where I put it. Let me grab a pin for my glue. Hold on. Okay. So, now that we've got it going upright, let's get all these together. Now, this is front. It's going this way. Uh-oh. My glue seeped. There we go. There's the page that it's going to end up getting covered. It goes this way. Comes around to the back. Oops. Now's the time to check your pages. Okay, that one's good. That one's going to get lace on it also. And then back to the front. Good. Good, good, good. There. Now, on this, for the front, I want to use, I think it's this one I want to use. I want to put this, except I'm going to tear it a little bit. And I want to make a pocket on here. Okay, now I'm going to get this inked up a little bit. Okay, right there. Now, I want this to be a pocket underneath there, okay? And coming out of the pocket is going to be maybe one of these little cards. You know, I have them in smaller sizes that you'll pull out. So I want this to be a little pocket. So those little characters, you know, will be the little pockets, the little things like that. So they'll be, you know, something a little fun and different. And you never know, when you get back in here, they could pop up someplace. So they're going to be like the little surprise pop-ups. Now, I also have, where did they go? Here. These little things. Let me get a hold of them here. This is just extra paper. There. That one. Remember your Y. Except I don't think that's the one I wanted. Ah, that's the one. Perfectly Imperfect is the one I wanted. A very, very dear friend of mine. This was her favorite saying. And she is the one that got me into junk journaling many, many years ago. She is a fabulous artist. And she used to tell me all the time, artists are all perfectly imperfect. And she used to say, we are put here for a reason. We are put here because God put us here. We create because God told us to create. He told us to create. He didn't tell us to create perfectly. So that is going there. And that's also going to be just a little tiny pocket. So that's going to be the cover of my little journal. So we're going to make this a little pocket. And it's not going to be anything... Oh dear, you're all smushy on the inside. You're all smushy on the inside. This isn't going to be a big, fancy schmancy pocket. I'm just putting a light coated glue around the back. Just like that. Okay. And here, across here will be the lace. Okay. And then there. Now, I will trim this because this is sticking out a little bit more than I wanted it to. That's better. Now, this will have some paper on it that can be journaled on. Not this, just plain white paper. And there will be some lace here to stick out. Okay. Now, come on, straighten out and play right. Now, I also have, here it is. Oh, come here, you. This is the paper that goes with the kit that Pam has. And these are the pages that are going to go in the little journal for that you can journal on. They're colored. It's colored pages, but it's light enough that you can write on it. So you can write, you can write your whatever you're thankful on here for each day of the month. So you could take, week 1, and you can. I'm going to make some little waterfalls. Just got to get myself rolling here. Some little waterfalls and kind of hide them so that, if you want some private space, you've got some private space. And then you can date them for that week, and you can write your private thoughts of what you're thankful for. Whether it be your family, your friends, maybe something that happened. So I think the first section is going to be the gold. Make sure here. Let's see what section goes best. That one or that one? I think this one goes the best. So we're going to use this one. And I'll get the rest of them cut up when I have some time. Last night I cut and cut and cut and cut and cut. Oh my goodness. I cut out this kit is huge. So if you do decide to get this kit, oh my gracious, you will not be sorry. It is a beautiful kit. You can get on Pam's Etsy page and see it. Okay, so how wide do we need this little waterfall? Not very big, because I don't want it very big. I have a pencil around here somewhere. Okay. Maybe we'll do, since we have a week, a whole week, maybe we'll do that color and this color together in this little waterfall. I guess it goes this way. I wondered why all of a sudden it didn't match up in our little waterfall. Come on, straighten up. There we go. Let's put that in there. Alrighty. Come here, you guys. Where is it? There it is. Now, I think at the top of it, we're going to use the little sunflower. And I think I might want to cover this with just some coffee dyed paper. I think that would be perfect. That would be perfect. Because then if you want, there we go, you can write on that too. You know, if you just get inspired, you can just write on the coffee dyed paper too. So let's get some coffee dyed paper here. Let me see if I have something that's not too dark. There. I have some tea dyed paper that would work. We'll do that one. So, let's cover this page here. I don't think we need that. That might show through. So let's use, oh, that'll be perfect. That'll just be perfect, won't it? And let's use our glue stick. Oh my gracious. And we'll make sure we go all the way up. There we go. There we go. Now I'm going all the way up to the top. That way it covers anything that's up there at the top. Right up there. Okay, now let's get this trimmed off here. Oh, I know, you're flipping and flopping around. Once again. Oh, that's perfect. Perfect. Now, what did we do with the pages we were going to use? Oh, here they are right here. Okay, so here's our little things we were going to use. And I want to fold them up like this. Just like that. And let's take just a little bit off of the bottom edge. Just a little. So I'm just using the tiny bottom one. That kind of gives it, you know, just a little better look. But it doesn't nibble it all the way. Just rounds the tip of it. Okay. Okay, so there are 2 of them. So you can pull them down, and there are 2 of them. So, you know what? I think I want to cut this yellow one a little bit shorter. There. I think I like that better. Can't guarantee it's straight, but I think I like that better. I was going to keep them the same and fold them separate, but I think I like that better. There. There's that one. And there's that one. And I'll still layer them, though. Like that. Now, I want to put the sunflower like that. So, I'm going to put a little bit of glue like this. And, I want this at the top of them. Now, before I do that, though, I want to staple these together. And this little sunflower is going to, come on. This little sunflower is going to hold them together. I mean, it will, it'll hide the staple. There. There. It'll hide that little staple. Like that. Just like that. So now, you can't see the staple that's there. And then, I want to put it right there. Now, one's a little bit wider than the other. That's okay. Not a big deal. And then, I'm going to glue the sunflower down. Oops, behave yourself. So, I'm going to glue the sunflower down and across the top here, right up to the staple, to help keep everything secure on the page. Just like that. Now, the top of the sunflower is at the top of the page, like that. And make sure you get any glue, if you're using something like that, at the top of the page. And I'm thinking I might put a little button there. I'm not sure yet, but I might. When I come back and look at these, I might do that. Okay. So far, this is what we have so far. We have the cover of our page. I think that might be dry enough. It might be. And we can tuck something in there. This little guy, I think, is one of my favorites, but I think he's too big. I think I need one of the little ones. Yeah, that's the smaller one. And they're blank on the back, so you can journal on them. And I think he is just adorable. Well, I think it's dry enough. And I'm going to put a little tab on it, but he'll tuck in there like that. And then down here at the bottom, I have a little squirrel that's just going to peek out, maybe right there. And he fits that perfectly and perfectly. Now, over here for my little tab, do you remember I told you we were going to add some lace? I'm going to use that lace, or I think I prefer to use this. Or do I want to use the lace? I think I want to use the lace to maybe tie the lace in. Now the lace I want to use, and the reason I want to do it now is because I want everything to dry, all the glue to dry, all at the same time. Now, do I want to use the lace? No, I don't think I do. I think I want to use paper because it will be a little bit stronger. I want to use this, and I'm just going to fold it this way, but I'm going to go on and do all the other edges the same way. That way I don't have to worry about which one shows. And because once it's on there, it's on there. Okay. And I'm just going to fold it in half. And I'm going to put it up here at the top. Actually, I want to do a little ink around this first. Oh, you know what? I want to help this slide in better and not catch any edges. I'm just doing the same little round on these corners as I did on the others. I'm just using that number 4 on mine is what I'm using. Okay, and then whatever's just left on my dauber is what I'm using here. Okay, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to go right here at the top, and I'm just pinching. And then I'm just going to put some glue in here. Just like this. A little bit of glue on both sides. Come on, glue, actually, come out. There you go. I had to get her a fresh pen. She was feeling a little yucky today. And then I'm just going to put it right there. And then I'm going to go right there around the edge. And on the front, I'm going to go around the front. Now, this can now slide in. Be a little hidden journaling card. My little squirrel, I'll need to do that. But for right now, I need to go on and get this done. Before I do it, I'm going to go on and schmuck up this page here. I should have done that before I glued anything down, shouldn't I? Yeah, should have, huh? Shoulda, coulda, woulda. I didn't even think about it. That's what my husband always tells me. You shoulda, coulda, woulda, girl. All right, so let's drag this down the edges here. Or one of his favorites is something about candy drops and gumdrops. And that's what his mom used to always tell him when he was a little kid. It's like every time he says that, I just want to pop him on the nose. Like, you're a smarty britches. There we go. Sugar drops and gumdrops, or I don't know what he's talking about. My mom used to always tell us, coulda, shoulda, woulda. Okay, so this strip of lace, I'm going to run right up the side here. And you know, that white on that green is going to make me bonkers. So that is going to have to be inked. That is going to have to be inked. You all do know that, don't you? There. Just like that. Get in there. And this is going out like that. Just like that. There we go. All right, so we've got some antique lace, We have some of the papers from Pam. We have a little bit of everything happening. Oh, goodness. All right, so there's our cover, and I will get him, done here. Maybe we'll just do him real quick as we're chatting. And we have a combination going on here. We have some of the papers from Pam's kit sneaking in to make an appearance. Thank you, Pam. These are I just love your kit, Pam. I just absolutely love it. It is precious. It's precious. I am going to have so much fun with this little kit. We're going to put that there. And then we have our little journaling card back here. And then you open it and you have all your little journaling space here for your first week. And then over here you can journal for your first week. And of course, these pages will get some ink on them. And then, oh, the glue is still sticking. There we go. Oh, still sticking there too. There. And then back here will be weeks 3 and 4. So we'll get those covered and we'll get things on those. And then back to the front. Alrighty, well, I want to thank you guys for joining me today. We started off a little chaos, but we pulled it all together. And I had some fun doing this. And now that we're started, I know we'll get it together. So I hope you join us here. And don't forget, I'll have all the information linked below for you. So if you want to join in the fun, please do. I think we're just going to have a ball. And we will post everything on Pam's site. And you can also post in my community site some fun things. And we'll just see if who wins the cute little journal from Pam and from Amy. And both of their YouTube channels will also be linked below. So until I see you again in our next Ladybug Journal video, ta-ta for now.